Ever think about what it really takes to be a dressmaker these days? Like, yeah, we all picture needles and thread, but what about high-tech stuff? We're diving into where high-tech and high-fashion meet.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's totally different now.
Luckily, RoleCatcher's got these awesome resources to um, guide us.
They're great for job seekers.
So they've really outdone themselves this time with this dressmaker profile. But, and here's the thing, they describe dressmaking as both, familiar and like weirdly futuristic. We're talking like
Mhm.
traditional textiles, but also 3D printing. Can you imagine like a ball gown, but the bodice 3D printed?
Whoa! Yeah, that's wild. It really shows how dressmakers today have to be like artisans, but also tech wizards, basically.
It's a wild combo.
And RoleCatcher really stresses that whole bespoke thing, right? Like everyone wants a one-of-a-kind piece.
Totally. Who wants to go to like a gala and see someone else in the same dress?
Exactly. But it's even bigger than that. RoleCatcher talks about mass customization. So
Mm.
think of a brand, but customers can tweak everything. Fabric, color, you name it, sleeves, neckline, all personalized.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like the dream, right? Your own style, but it's still made efficiently.
So it's not just about like keeping your stitches straight anymore. Dressmakers need tech skills.
Yeah.
This AD have to be what? Entrepreneurs now.
Absolutely. They mention CAD software that's for intricate patterns, and it shows how fabric drapes on different bodies, so the whole design process is smoother.
Wow, I had no idea.
They're even using like really unusual materials, pushing the boundaries of what a garment can even be.
That totally changes how I see dressmaking.
Yeah.
It's like not just following instructions, but actually being innovative.
Hmm.
But RoleCatcher also talks a lot about the less technical stuff, like client interaction, expectations, even like difficult clients is that really make or break for a dressmaker. You'd think it's mostly about getting those stitches right.
Oh, for sure. Precision matters a tito. Like you got to follow those size charts. But you've hit on something. Dressmaking often means you're running the whole show, your own business. That's when all that soft skills stuff becomes non-negotiable.
So talent, tech skills, you got to be like a marketing guru, therapist for wishy-washy clients,
Ah,
and a master negotiator for deadlines and budgets. That's a lot.
that's true. You got to take their vision and make it real, manage what they expect, and have those tough conversations when things go wrong. It's way more than just sewing.
So, like, if someone's feeling inspired now, what does RoleCatcher actually suggest for getting started? Because, I mean, loving fashion clearly isn't enough these days.
Oh, tell me about it. But thankfully, RoleCatcher gets like super specific in these sections they have getting started and then career stages.
I just dove right in. Apprenticeships, making an
Yeah.
amazing portfolio.
Right.
They even have this example, like an entry-level dressmaker story.
I know, it's pretty cool.
It's surprisingly practical.
It is, yeah. And especially in fashion, which is so visual, that portfolio is everything.
Totally.
It's how you show off your style, what you can do it.
It's like your design DNA.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But it's not just, those perfect photos of like the finished outfit, right?
Mhm.
What are dressmakers using these days?
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, their own websites even.
All of them, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Instagram's great for the vibe. TikTok shows the behind the scenes and a website.
Right.
That's where you have your full portfolio, list your services, the whole deal.
So on top of everything else, you got to be a social media whiz too, like an influencer and a craftsperson. That's intense.
It is. It is. But that's where the career stages thing comes in. RoleCatcher talks about how you can actually grow in this.
Mhm.
Like imagine starting small, maybe helping in a studio, doing alterations.
Right.
But then as your portfolio gets better, you get experience. You could work for like the top brands,
Wow.
specialize in one thing, even start your own label someday.
From alterations to like haute couture. That's amazing. But RoleCatcher also mentions this thing. It's kind of scary sounding. Beat the automated recruiter. Wait, so dressmakers need to outsmart AI now just to get a job?
Sounds crazy, right?
It does.
But it's more common than you think. Like even in creative fields, companies use those systems, applicant tracking systems or whatever,
Yeah.
to filter through those first applications.
So like, how do you beat those bots? Do you have to like code your resume in a secret language?
I wish. That's where RoleCatcher comes in handy. They've got these tools. They analyze the job descriptions, find those keywords, and they even tell you how to improve your resume so both humans and the algorithms notice you.
So it's like having a digital career coach in your back pocket.
Exactly, yeah.
That's really cool.
And it's especially useful for, fields like dressmaking that aren't as techy as, say, coding. It helps even things out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And get this, they even have AI interview practice.
What? So not only do you got to impress robots with your application, you might have to answer interview questions from them, too. This is getting wild.
It's more common than you'd think, seriously. Some companies use AI for those first interviews, checking how you communicate, if you're consistent,
Sure.
and if you've got the skills,
Sounds
obviously.
like a whole new world. But it sounds like RoleCatcher's trying to, give people the tools to succeed.
Hmm.
Even in something as hands-on as dressmaking has always been. It's more about, like, helping people, not replacing them with robots.
Yeah, now you're getting it. It's using tech to your advantage, not being scared of it.
It's almost like RoleCatcher's saying, look, things are changing,
Yeah.
but we're going to help you keep up.
Yeah, exactly. Using it to your advantage. So I'm curious, now that we've really gotten into this whole dressmaking thing, what's sticking with you?
Honestly,
Hmm.
just how many skills you need. It's not just about being, like, a sewing master anymore.
Right.
You got to know tech, marketing,
Oh.
even be kind of business-minded.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a little scary, but also kind of exciting,
It really is. And that makes me think, for everyone listening, now that you've seen what it takes, what would you bring to this? What kind of stuff do you want to make?
Yeah, like, what are you passionate about?
Exactly. And who's your dream client?
Are you into those, like, futuristic, sleek designs using weird materials and stuff? Or maybe it's more like romantic wedding gowns, all one of a kind.
What about the tech side? Anything you're dying to try, like 3D printing, new techniques?
Oh, yeah, there's so much potential there.
Exactly. This field's made for innovation. Your only limit is, well, your imagination.
And it's not just about finding your place. It's about, like, making your mark on it, shaping how it goes.
That's what's so cool about it.
Tradition AD being cutting edge, being creative, and D knowing business.
Exactly. That's what makes being a dressmaker these days so awesome.
Challenging, for
We're
sure.
always changing.
But ultimately super rewarding if you're into it.
Totally. So, as we wrap this up, remember the fashion world. It's your blank canvas. What are you going to create?